one word I would explain for the for 2025 how it went on was, maybe I would just say it was life changing, or is that is the word I can use. And yeah, it's it was very weird for me coming to 2026 because I had nothing. I didn't know like create any like big agendas also that I was going to achieve or anything else. It was just I just chose to make it simple and just continue with what I was doing in mid December. And I think last year kind of explains all of that and how I came about with this kind of way. I think for me, if I remember, at the start of 2025, I one you know the goal was clear for me, which was to work on my agency and focus on my agency. Like that was the main priority, to focus on my agency. And I think I was left with 3 months left in high school. I graduated in March and started work in April. And with work, I was faced to from April. I was faced to balance my work, my job with my agency that I was working with. And I think uh it was very hard at the first, but in just gradually adapting to the new environment, and it was not like school, so I had no like attachment to the work, so I can fully attach myself to the agency, and there'll be and there's nothing left. And I'm earning money right now, so I was earning money, so like I can have money, I can put it into stuff that I want to put it into, even including my agency. And then I think halfway through the during May, June, July, I go back into my faith, and you know I decided to get into it and growing my faith. So it's another thing added on top of what I was prioritizing for 2025, which was my work, my agency, and my faith. That was the three things I was solely focusing on for 2025. And at one point I was thinking that, hey, at one point I would drop my work if my agency start to become profitable, and then I can just keep these two, which is my faith and my agency. And I think that'd be great. I think that was like the vision that I had for me, and the dream that I was trying to chase. Just to keep these two. So I think the first thing that I did not expect for to happen, which was to 2025, which was to get back into my faith. And I never thought that I would put my whole heart into it. And so yeah, I think that was very shocking for me. I was like, how am I being this kind of like devout, and genuinely trying to get back into it. It's been a while since I did that. And then I think the second one, which was I never thought about it, I you know which was me putting down my agency. And if I think about it, at that time, I had no reason at that. Like, me putting down agency was just this persistent, this feeling that I needed to stop. Like, it has come to an end. For there, like, that is stop sign over there, that right. put your luggage down there, something, and then pick another luggage, and from there you go from there. Of making an understandable analogy though. Yeah. So this putting down this agency, and I had no reason for it, no no frustration behind it, to the point that yes, I was frustrated sometimes, but to the point that I would quit my agency. I did not even reach the giving up. I didn't even reach the, there was no big problem. And I think even I was trying to venture into something with my money that I was putting into, so that maybe it's can able to make it work more fast, and be more reliable, and leverage it, I guess. But I had no reason to put down my agents, and I had no reason to. And yes, I put down my agency. Now what? Now what? And I think I was dealing with that question for maybe to the rest of the year. I think mid December, like, now what? Like, because hey, I saw the agency. It's not like I had some passion dream in my mind that I wanted to do, or any ultimate business plan that I had in my mind. I had nothing. Like, when I saw my agents, I realized I had nothing. That was because the agency was my everything. Like, I was working on, I had no, like, clear direct, backup plan. I had nothing. It was just my work, and I, although I hated it, but I still had to go so that I can get this place that I have right now, then afford, just monthly living, because I decided not to go to university. So I didn't know what was next for, like, the rest of the year. I didn't know, like, what I should do, and until like mid-December, where I said, okay, let me get into this. But it was different. It was different than the agency, which I'm not going to fully pour my heart into, although I have to work on it. The only thing I can fully pour my heart into is in God. And I think the just one word from September, it was just uncomfortable for me, right? Like, till now, it's just uncomfortable, because of what happened. And I think because of that, because of what happened, I think that led me into this kind of state where I was not like kind of hyped, or I didn't create any big agendas to make that I want to achieve. Yeah. But one thing was clear for me, that I know that I've already set plans, not the simple ones, the ones that I've already made from last year, plans for last year. And yes, if that is if this is where I'm supposed to be, then I work here, and then I stay faithful. Yes, I stay faithful here with where I am. Then I leave the outcome for God, and do the work that I'm supposed to do, not just my job, but the things I need to do. And then I see what awaits for me for this year. I don't just sit down and just sit still and just wait for something to happen, but just take action. And so, because I think one thing I know is that from last year, maybe I can put into action, is that I should take action. And that's the only thing I can bring into this year, and just incorporate it for the rest of the year. Yeah, I assume, and I just see how I'm going to deal with the stuff that are going to arise for me, that I know that are going to that I'm expecting, which is something mainly, which is to dealing with me leaving my family's faith, which is you know having to be honest with my parent that I'm no longer, I've left the faith, and I'm no longer a Muslim anymore, and yeah, I'm an ex-Muslim, so that one I'm expecting. Don't know what may happen, but yeah, it's very, very difficult, because for like I hid this for like 4 years, I guess. Yeah, so 4 years. So yeah, to deal with that, and then anything else, then the rest. So yeah, thank you for watching.